I was 12 the morning it happened, Thanksgiving Day, standing with my dad at our usual spot on Brookside Avenue to watch the parade. Bands warming up, tubas blaring, kids waving foam turkeys. The normal chaos. That's when I saw him. He stood across the street, about 30 feet away. Brown jacket, sleeves rolled up despite the cold. His forearms were covered in circular burn scars, perfect coins of shiny, melted skin. But the worst part wasn't the scars. It was his eyes. He was staring directly at me, unblinking. Dad, that guy is staring at me. My dad glanced up from his phone. What guy? I pointed, but the man was gone. I tried to focus on the floats and dancers, but it felt like something invisible was watching me from behind a window that didn't exist. Dad got a call from work and stepped away. I stayed in the crowd, trying not to panic, when someone tapped my shoulder. I turned, and my heart nearly burst. It was him, inches from my face. His pupils were two different sizes, one huge and dark, the other a sharp needlepoint. "I've got something for you," he whispered. I don't want it." "Oh, yes you do." His hand clamped around my wrist, ice cold. The raised scars scraped against my skin. I screamed for Dad, but a float's speakers drowned everything out. People walked past us like nothing was happening, like we were invisible. He dragged me into the alley beside the barber shop and slammed me into the brick wall. Then he pulled out a small butterscotch candy wrapped in cellophane. "Eat it," he said. "Then you'll see the others." "I don't want." He grabbed my face, forcing my jaw open. The wrapper melted as soon as it hit my tongue. I tasted bitterness under the sugar. My legs went weak. "Good girl," he whispered. "Now we go to the room." He dragged me toward a white van parked at the end of the alley. Chains bolted to the floor, a stained mattress, plastic sheeting, a camera on a tripod, photos of girls my age taped everywhere, all with empty, glazed-over eyes. He started lifting me into the van when a blur slammed into him from behind. "Get away from her." "My dad." He tackled the man, hitting him over and over until the man's face looked unreal, like a mask peeling apart. The man kept sputtering lies, misunderstanding. "I didn't mean harm. I thought she was someone else." But Dad didn't. "Stop," until strangers pulled him off. The police found sedatives mixed with something the detective refused to name in the candy. They found the van, the chains, the basement, the photos. Years later, Dad tries to hide it, but I can still see the guilt in his eyes, how he blames himself for not believing me the first time. But he saved me, and that part I'll never forget. Still scared of your grandma's spooky Thanksgiving tales? My friend Mason teased as we snuck into the Birchwood Hollow Fair just past midnight. Orange lights, fake autumn leaves, fried dough, you know the vibe. "Shut up," I muttered, though something in my stomach already felt wrong. This year's fair theme was local legends, which sounded fun until we passed a stall displaying a broken animatronic butcher, splashed with fake blood, jerking a cleaver back and forth. Mason laughed. I didn't, because my grandmother always warned me about old Birchwood Ben, the butcher who supposedly carved up his entire family one Thanksgiving and vanished into the woods. We rode some rides, wasted money on games, and eventually wandered past the last booth toward the woods. "Let's go in," Mason said. "Nope," I answered immediately. "We're going." The woods swallowed us whole. My flashlight cut only a thin slice into the dark. Then a faint, off-key whistling floated through the trees. "Mason, did you hear that?" He didn't answer. He was listening. It stopped, We walked forward. It started again, louder, closer, carrying a strange, dragging undertone beneath it. I grabbed Mason's arm. We're leaving. We turned and froze. A man stood beside a thick oak tree 20 feet away. Moonlight revealed pale gray skin, clothes soaked in fresh blood, and in one hand, a butcher's knife. In the other, he dragged a human leg. The whistle came from him. We screamed and ran. Branches ripped our arms. Roots snagged our feet. Somewhere behind us, the dragging sound scraped through the leaves, keeping pace. Then Mason screamed. He dropped the leg. He's running now. I didn't look back. I couldn't. When the fair's backlot lights finally burst into view, I felt fingers grab the back of my jacket. I ripped forward, leaving the whole jacket behind. We collapsed near the booths, bleeding and shaking. No one looked twice. We called the cops. They rolled their eyes and told us to go home. But we know what we saw. Old Birchwood Ben isn't a legend. He's real. And he's still out there, waiting for someone to follow the whistling again. After 8 months of dating, my girlfriend Elena invited me to Thanksgiving at her family's estate deep in the mountains. She spent the entire drive chewing her nails and checking her phone. You nervous? I teased. No, just, it's been a while since I've been home. We pulled up to a massive Victorian mansion sitting alone in a fog-filled valley. Her father, Dr. Hale, greeted us at the door, squeezing my hand much too hard. Her mother, a jittery, overly cheerful woman, ushered us inside. Elena showed me around, and we stopped at a portrait of a stern man with sharp features. That's my grandfather, she said. He died during Thanksgiving dinner 3 years ago. The portrait's eyes seemed to follow me no matter where I stood. She started to say more, but her mother called us to dinner. The dining room held 6 chairs, 5 people, 1 empty seat at the far end. We always leave a place for Grandfather Hale, Elena whispered. We began grace. I couldn't focus. The air felt heavy. The empty chair seemed occupied. Then all the lights went out at once. Windows slammed open. Freezing wind poured in. Elena's parents ran off to get candles. Elena followed. I realized too late that I was still holding Grandmother Hale's hand, though Elena had said. She didn't speak anymore. She turned her head toward me. Her smile was too wide, too alive. He likes you, she whispered. Grandfather Hale. He's sitting right there. I glanced at the empty chair. The cushion was indented. Fresh bloody fingerprints streaked the tablecloth. Then breathing above me. I looked up. A corpse-gray creature clung to the ceiling like a spider. Skin stretched tight. Eyes glowing yellow. Its mouth opened wider than any human mouth should. Welcome to the family, Rowan. It said in a voice that was not human. I fell backward, scrambling across the floor. The thing dropped behind me with a wet thud. I bolted for the front door. Elena's father lunged at my car as I backed down the driveway, screaming that I was offending their patriarch, that he wouldn't let me leave. I left anyway. Elena tried to contact me afterward. Calls, texts, emails, visits to my apartment. I blocked everything. She left one message saying she was sorry, that she only wanted me to meet the one who still rules the family. I deleted it. Now, every Thanksgiving, I sleep with the lights on, because I still remember that sound, the soft scraping of fingers on the ceiling above me, and I'm terrified one day I'll hear it again.